Do any of you find it difficult to learn about speaking skills? Because speaking is considered one of the most challenging skills for students. Learning it directly is already difficult, let alone if you have to learn online. The global spread of COVID-19 pandemic caused education in Asia to be done online, and this caused student achievement to decrease due to difficulties in adapting, especially in learning speaking skills, particularly in pronunciation. Based on some research, there are a few problems that students experience, such as becoming less enthusiastic during the learning process, making pronunciation errors, showing lack of seriousness, and making internal grammar errors. Besides that, the existence of psychological problems such as nervousness and anxiety makes it more difficult for them. And what are the causes of all these problems? Some studies say that the factors are a supportive environment, a lack of practice, and the mother tongue. So what can we do to overcome all this problem? I have conducted a literature review by reading several journals related to this case, and found that there's one way that could be effective to improve the speaking skills and pronunciation. And that is through ELT Podcast. Podcasts are based audio or video programs that are typically updated at regular intervals. New episodes can be played on the computer or downloaded to the MP3 player for later listening. We can look for ELT podcasts on the web that are produced by podcast directories specializing in ELT, such as the one maintained by the Internet ESL Journal. The content of ELT podcast is comprehensive. This podcast contains comprehensive activities, interviews, and vocabulary. Second is the whole lesson. This podcast contains ready-made lessons that teacher can use directly in the classroom. Third is conversation with script. This podcast contains conversation between native speakers. And there are two types of podcasts that will help students. First, it's teacher podcast, which are podcasts produced by teachers for their students. Second is student podcasts. This podcast produced by students, and according to some studies, many teachers have found this to be a very motivating activity for students. Why? Because when students know they will have an audience, they will practice more and more. And through this repetition, they will be able to improve their pronunciation and confidence. But still, the role of teachers is the most important here. Teachers must encourage students so they can more believe in themselves. And maybe the teacher can start by creating activities that encourage students to respond to each other, such as collaborating through group podcasts. Of course, this method will not be easy to implement at first, but using podcasts to improve student speaking skills is worth a try. Thank you.